The following presentation was made possible by the Alltech Media Group, a Southern California multimedia company providing exponential branding and marketing services to all their clients. The Alltech Media Group understands the value of the 3W strategy, providing their clients proven, trackable results. Let us make it easy for you to grow your business. Visit alltechmedia.com.
Our keynote speaker has been with the District Attorney's Office for 15 years, where he has conducted more than 30 murder trials. I was the attorney on some of them, including 7 death penalty cases. He prosecuted serial arsonist Raymond Lee Oyler, who started the 2006 Esperanza fire that killed 5 federal firefighters from the Idlewild area. And he prosecuted Earl Ellis Green for the murder of Riverside police officer Ryan Bonamino. He has been the recipient of many prestigious awards, including the California State Outstanding Prosecutor of the Year, Top 20 Lawyers Under 40 Years of Age, Countywide Prosecutor of the Year, Felony Prosecutor of the Year, and Misdemeanor Prosecutor of the Year. But you are not immune from some harassment. Let me tell you the real reason why he got elected DA. I tried one of Mr. Hestrin's very first trials in the Banning Court on a misdemeanor, where he was a brand spanking new attorney, and of course I had about 20 years experience by then. And I beat him, and I was very proud of that. That was the last time. The only way we defense bar could get rid of him as a prosecutor and up our statistics is to make him the DA. And that happened. Please welcome new Riverside County District Attorney Michael Hestrin.
You know, I've known Virginia for, it's actually been 18 years. Time flies. I've been a deputy DA for 18 years. Virginia and I have remained friends, even though she beat me that first time. And you know, my strategy, my approach to criminal trials was always to look for areas of cooperation with the defense, with the judge, and save those areas where we're going to fight to the really important areas. And we had some bruising fights, there's no question about that. But all this time later, we are friends and have a lot of mutual respect, and I really I value that in my relationships with the bar. I really want to thank you for inviting me here. It's an honor to be here. And what I want to talk about is some of the changes that are coming for the Riverside District Attorney's Office. The District Attorney's Office is a county-wide office. We have 700 employees, almost 250 lawyers. We are the 4th largest District Attorney's Office in the state of California and the 14th largest in the country. So it is a large organization, and it reaches into all areas of the county and to every community. And I say that because the role of the District Attorney's Office, I believe, is to set policy on criminal justice. And what I mean by that is crime has to be managed, in my opinion, not just reacted to. We have to be proactive in some areas, and obviously we have to do our job in the courts. So there are 3 main areas that the District Attorney's Office will be endeavoring to manage crime. One would be crime suppression, and that really involves partnerships with our law enforcement partners across the county. We're going to be involved in task forces, regional task forces, to combat gangs. Gangs are a big problem for Riverside County. We have you may not realize this, but we have 390 criminal street gangs, 12,000 documented gang members functioning in Riverside County. And the bad news is they've gotten more sophisticated and they've gotten more brazen. They are working now closely with cartels. They are spreading across our county. And our county really suffers from one point of geography, and that is that we are a hub. We have a lot of freeways that come through our county. And so the gangs take advantage of that. The other area is obviously what we do in the courtroom, but does that mean I'm out of time here? Or okay. the music, give me a little before the music starts playing, but what I really want to talk to you about today, I'm going to get to that right now, is the third area, which is crime prevention. And this is something new for the District Attorney's Office and something that I wholeheartedly believe in and wholeheartedly embrace as part of our core mission. There's a split, I'll be honest with you, among district attorneys of whether or not crime prevention should be part of our mission. And I'm not ambivalent about this split. I come down strongly on the side that it absolutely should be. The false choice between being tough on crime and providing crime prevention is just that, it's a false choice. We have to and must do both. And the reason is because the public doesn't care, I don't think, about how many trials we won or how many years in prison we sentenced someone to. They care about feeling safe. They care about the crime rate coming down. And if we're honest about that, if we're honest about our approach, we have to reach into our communities and endeavor to do crime prevention. It's a hard thing to do for DA's offices because it's very hard to measure. If you turn an at-risk youth away from a life of crime and they end up not joining a gang, that never gets measured in any way. And so it's easy for people to say, well, that's a waste of time, or that's not what we should be doing with our resources. But I want to strongly disagree with that, and I want to kind of introduce you to some of the things that are happening in the District Attorney's Office as it relates to crime prevention. And the reason I want to focus on that today is because partnerships are the name of the game in crime prevention and in crime policy. Frankly, we need your help, the business community, the local leaders across this county, but certainly in this city. So there's two things I'll focus on. The District Attorney's Office, as I said, has 250 lawyers, roundabout. Lawyers are required to do pro bono work, except prosecutors. We're not required by the bar to do pro bono work. So while I was running for district attorney, I told our prosecutors that if elected, that I would be asking them to give 6 hours a month in community service to this community to bring the crime rate down, and to do that in crime prevention programs that reached at-risk youth and that looked at ways to bring down recidivism. So when someone's coming out of our jails, out of our prisons, what can we do to make sure that they don't reoffend? I don't want to prosecute them. I want them to be crime-free. So, and the deputy district attorneys still supported me, even though I said I was going to ask them to do those 6 hours a month and ask them to do more. They're excited to do that. They're excited to be part of this new approach and this new mission. So, very soon, you're going to see deputy district attorneys in the communities volunteering their time. Two programs I want to mention that have been started by deputy district attorneys. One is called Real Men Read, and it is a book club for at-risk youth on the east side of Riverside. They meet in the community center. You know, I attended one of these Real Men Read meetings, and it wasn't started by me. It was started by one of our deputy DAs named Hunter Taylor, and he took it upon himself to start this program. And I was amazed at the enthusiasm these young men, most of whom were very honest about the fact that they'd never read a book and didn't care about reading books. And all of a sudden, sitting in a group with other young men from their community, and they bring in guest speakers and mentors, you would be surprised and amazed, as I was, at the enthusiasm that these young men had to be part of this group. And also they wanted to please the speakers, and they wanted to impress their leader. And it's just a program that, obviously, it's not going to solve the gang problem in Riverside County. We're not naive, we know that. But it's a step in the right direction to sit down with at-risk youth, get them off the streets, get them doing something education-related, get them doing anything other than running with the gangs. And that's one example of the efforts that we're going to do and we're going to engage in to try to improve prevention efforts and crime prevention efforts around this county. The other one is Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Our DAs are getting involved in that. We've got another program that was started by a deputy district attorney called Women Wonder Riders, and it's essentially an art-based program for at-risk youth that are women, females. How do we pay for this? Obviously I'm asking our deputy DAs to volunteer their time 6 hours a month into the crime prevention program of their choice. But there's a second part of it, and I am going to, and I have already started the process of creating a foundation that will raise money to franchise these programs. And the costs are minimal. I mean, when you think about a Real Men Read program, what do they need to do? They need to buy used books. That's essentially what they need to do. So the costs are minimal, but this foundation is going to raise money across the county, and that's where I need your help to fund these programs. We need to come up with a second chance program for people coming out of our jails. There's not much out there, I'll be honest with you. We stopped years ago focusing on rehabilitation, and it was a mistake. And you're not going to find anyone tougher on crime than I am. But again, we have to be honest. We have to bring down a recidivism rate that hovers around 70%. How could we do any worse? So this is the new approach. These are my goals. And again, I'm looking for partnership. I'm looking for collaboration with the leaders across this county to bring the crime rate down, to make Riverside a safer place, a better place going forward and for the future. Thank you very much for having me here. I really appreciate your time.